NoWayMovies.com at the North Texas Film Festival. Please tell us who you are and the name of your film and the festival.
My name is Chris Hannon. I'm the director and producer for Now or Never, a Tony Romo story.
I am Nina. I am the one-person sound team for Now or Never, a Tony Romo story.
Okay, so I've looked into your story, and it's quite remarkable, to be honest with you. Number one fan of Tony Romo says, hey, you know what? I'm going to shoot a documentary and see if I can get him involved. Now, how did this come about?
You know, actually, the whole film really did start here in Dallas. You know, we kind of came up with the fact that we wanted to give justice to the real person who Tony Romo really is. You know, what was going on inside his mind throughout the good plays, the bad plays, the good games, the bad games. You know, what did he think about the whole situation, his community, his family? And we really started with Michael J. Mooney from Texas Monthly, who's a writer who wrote a article called The Last Best Hope, Tony Romo, that inspired me, as I read, to interview him. And he'll actually be there tomorrow at the film. And I interviewed him, talked about Tony Romo, and at first it was just kind of going to be like a little short type deal on who Tony is. And from there on, we're like, you know what, we're going to go to Wisconsin, we're going to give them a call, and we called his former coaches and a bunch of people that knew him before he became number 9 Dallas Cowboys. And, you know, they loved what we were doing, and we just kind of, you know, invested on our own to get out there to Wisconsin, interview all these wonderful people from Wisconsin to tell us about who Tony was before he played for the Cowboys, how did he play for the Cowboys, how did he get there. And then they told Tony Romo, hey, this random kid from El Paso is making a film about you, and, you know, we believe in this. And it was then, you know, where Nina and I edited a whole sneak peek with what we had, showed it, presented it to Tony and his family. They loved it, and they invited us out the next 2 years to interview the man himself, to interview his dad, his former agent. We came to Dallas a year ago, actually, today, to interview his grandparents and talk about his Mexican heritage. So the film is far more than just the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. It goes into his roots, into his heritage. How was he coached? How was his childhood? So I feel like if you watch this film, you get to know the real guy.
I love that. A few years back, they did a documentary on Dirk Nowitzki, and they did the very same thing. They went back to Germany, they spoke with his coaches, and they learned how his coach taught him his unique style. The perfect shot, yes, it was amazing. And when I hear you speak, it reminds me of that, because it sounds like it touches upon the same type of things. His history, his upbringing, his family, his roots. And that's so exciting. So did you feel like a little bit of extra pressure, Nina, when you went to edit this?
A little bit, because it's such a big project, but honestly in the beginning it didn't really feel like something that was that big, because we didn't even know if we were going to interview Tony himself. And so when we started hitting like the hour mark, the hour and 15-minute mark, we're like, okay, this is a real feature. So yeah, and in terms of the sound editing, I definitely took my time to really perfect the sound, to make sure everything was just right, and I'm really fortunate to have been a part of this.
That's really exciting. So when it came down to the wire, what were you going to do if you couldn't get Tony Romo on board for some interviews?
We were going to make the best film we could with what we had. And even till this day, you know, we got all the interview footage we could from every single one of them. As you know, Tony Romo's a busy guy. You know, so the fact that he took his time to give us an hour here, 2 hours there. And, you know, like Tony's dad says in the film, you know, Tony's career consisted of having the best lemons and make the best lemonade with the lemons you get. And that's literally what we did. We took everything we could from the film, and we made the best film possible. And if we wouldn't have had Tony Romo, obviously it would have, you know, hurt. We would have come back, but, you know, we would have made the best film, as we still did.